Uh, this is Hiro Matsuda. We're going to be working on another project. Those of you that's been following me on my videos will probably recognize as being the remnants of the multiple air layering. So from here, we need to actually restyle. And I'm thinking, we'll call this chapter Restyling a Juniper. And one of the things that I'm considering is this line is okay, but what if it stood up? So I'll go through this process and think it through, and then I'll show you the final solution. I think this could be a very dynamic juniper versus right now it looks like just a worm that's crawling along the ground. Ooh, the worm crawling on the ground style. Oh, I just made that. Before we get started, I guess I should let you look at it. So, it's got potential. Okay, before getting started, I'll give you another look to see what we have to work with. It's an okay tree, but we have some of these kind of funky branches that doesn't work together. So that's what I have to do, is to work with a material. And this is the same process when we have a new material to work with or an old one that you want to change. So one consideration, at least for now, is I'm thinking something like that. But hey, we don't know what's going to happen until we do it. So let's take a close-up look of what we have to work with. And right now, this is the front. And I'll turn it around for you. At least for now, you can't see much from this so-called backside. Actually, this might end up being the front. We don't know till we get going. So, on with the show. First thing you got to do is find out the elements of the plant. Meaning, like on this one, I wanted to stand it up, but I wasn't sure how the roots were. Well, the roots are fine. They're very fine, evenly distributed. There's nothing big that will hinder what we want to do. So I'm getting closer to where I want to be. I think I want to be a little bit more upright, but I'm not sure whether the roots will let me do that. So I'll keep working and show you what I come up with. Okay, now see how the dynamic changes as I work this? Now, the question is, what do I put this in? I'm not sure if it's going to fit back in that rectangle pot that's relatively shallow. So let me look around and see if there's a container that I could put this in. At this stage, I was looking for something that was more circular or at least deeper. So instead of putting it back in that relatively shallow rectangular pot, I think I might be better off putting it in here, this round one, and then get the tilt just right. But I'm beginning to see that this could work. So let me go ahead and secure it in the ceramic round pot, and then I'll show you the next stage. So, you gotta be flexible, and you gotta have a lot of stuff on hand because you don't know what you're gonna need when you need it. Now I got it in as a trial fit. I'm not 100% sure that this is going to be the way it is, but I have it secured, so we'll proceed as being the solution angle. Okay, when I was looking at this on this side, the thing that drew me to this particular tree was this branch coming down like here. So I'm thinking this whole top will go. So now visualize with this top gone, what does that line look like? Now, if this was going to be my apex, it's leaning too far forward. for you, but I was already in my mind getting rid of that. So this, to me, was the most interesting part of this tree. Now, do you see what I was looking at? That branch is rather attractive. So I'm thinking of either cutting this off completely or make this into a gin. But I think without it, it flows better. And so in the future, I want this to be down here. So these are the questions that you have to ask. Quite often, I do these in front of my group. Then what we could do is take a vote. But since there's nobody here today except me, I think I'm going to make the executive decision and cut it off. I'm not sure if that gin is going to be a positive or a distraction. And to me, it looks more of a distraction. So I'll go ahead and do it. So that piece get cut off. Done. And now, I think it flows much better. Is this the finished product? No. We're working on our main line. So the one on the right will get elongated so that it gets much longer. Keeping with my philosophy of not wiring unless absolutely necessary, I just use the string to pull it down. A whole lot safer. It will not damage when you forget to take the wire off. So is this the finish? No, this is just a step in the direction to a finished product. Probably about 2 more years on this thing, and then you should have something nice.